is Valley News Live at 4.
We start with information that's new for you at 4. The West Fargo Police Department's assistant chief is on paid administrative leave due to an ongoing internal investigation. Assistant Chief Jerry Boyer has been with the West Fargo Police for more than 15 years and has been in law enforcement for more than 20 years. A statement from the city says the investigation is not related to criminal matters. They say they're not able to comment further, though, because the investigation is active and the department does not comment on personnel issues. Local hospitals are running out of room as COVID numbers continue to rise across the valley. Healthcare officials warn the surge will put a strain on hospital staff. Sanford Health Vice President and Medical Officer Dr. Doug Griffin says the Fargo hospitals are at capacity with 34 COVID patients, 8 in the ICU and 500 regular patients. He says operating at capacity could mean longer wait times or delays for non-urgent patients.
COVID is adding just another layer of burden that's going to get worse here in the next month or so, which will continue to strain the hospital.
Now, Griffin doesn't anticipate sending ICU patients to other hospitals for treatment. However, that could happen if COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations continue to rise. Meanwhile, Governor Gov Burgum addressed the state today, saying that case counts in North Dakota are set to outpace last fall's COVID spike. Governor Burgum says the vast majority of people currently hospitalized with COVID-19 are unvaccinated.
So across the southern states with low vaccination rates, they're seeing this surge in hospitalizations, and we want to make sure that North Dakotans know that the risk is real, that with the low vaccination rates we have in our state and parts of our state, that we could be finding ourselves in that same kind of position.
North Dakota now ranks 42nd out of the 50 states in terms of vaccination rates, with roughly 52% of people over 12 vaccinated and 77% of people over 65 vaccinated. The bishop for the Catholic Diocese of Crookston is now requiring masks in all schools for students, visitors, and staff, saying he wants to take all necessary steps for protection. The Crookston Diocese website lists 8 schools in the towns of Crookston, Detroit Lakes, East Grand Forks, Thief River Falls, Moorhead, Red Lake, Mahnomen, and Bemidji. Some changes are coming in the forecast. Hutch joins us with a first look. Hutch?
Hey, we're beginning the new season of meteorological fall beginning today with a good chance of rain, and for some of us could mean some flooding, and that is why we have a first alert weather day has been extended for tomorrow. Now, we've been talking about this for a few days. Here's what you need to know. Everything gets going tonight, and we may see a couple of thunderstorms in our southernmost counties as we go through the late night hours. That could be on the strong side, but I'm not expecting widespread severe. Tomorrow, we're going to have bouts with moderate to heavy rain as we go through the overnight hours. Now, as we head into your Thursday, I expect some rainfall totals to exceed 3 inches for isolated places, but a number of us will see at least an inch of rain. So some good soaking showers throughout the day. Here's a look at where the rainfall has the highest chance of exceeding that 1 inch total, from the Devil's Lake Basin up towards the Pembina area and in the southern Red River Valley. So keep in mind, we're going to continue to watch this as we go through the evening hours. Showers are starting, Stacy, already for western counties. Not here yet. If there are going to be strong ones, that's where they'll be. We'll keep our eyes on that, and I'll have hour by hour details on a soggy Thursday forecast here in a moment.
All right. Thanks so much, Hutch. The Stutsman County Sheriff's Office and North Dakota Stockmen's Association are offering up to a $40,000 reward to crack a case involving more than 50 dead cows. 58 pregnant cows were found dead in a pasture on the Arrowwood National Wildlife Refuge. Investigators say the deaths were not from natural causes. The case may be connected to 2 separate fires on the Amundsen Ranch in April that caused nearly $200,000 in damage. Anyone with information is encouraged to call the Sheriff's Department's tip line at the number there on your screen. A woman suffered serious injuries after her motorcycle went off the road and rolled near Mapleton. That happened along an I-94 frontage road around 10:30 last night. Highway Patrol says 47-year-old Stephanie Rindy of Fargo was thrown from the motorcycle and had to be airlifted to the hospital for head injuries. A former official at a Roseau hospital won't spend any time in jail after being accused of assault. Nathan Brovold was originally charged with 2 counts of second-degree assault, felony threats of violence, strangulation, and 2 misdemeanor counts of domestic assault. All but one of those charges, a misdemeanor domestic assault charge, were dismissed. A Roseau County judge sentenced him to 1 year of supervised probation. Rovold is also prohibited from using alcohol and drugs and cannot enter a bar or liquor store. He must also complete the Domestic Abuse Batterers Intervention Program. One of the strictest abortion laws enacted in this country since Roe v. Wade takes effect in Texas today. It bans abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. The law's opponents say that's before many women even know they're pregnant. The Supreme Court did not act overnight on an emergency request to stop the new Texas abortion law from going into effect. Opponents warned it would essentially overturn Roe v. Wade by outlawing nearly all abortions in the state. Not only that, it also allows individuals to sue anyone who helps a woman get an abortion, and those who are successful in their lawsuit could be awarded at least $10,000. Crews in California are in a desperate fight to stop a wildfire as it races toward heavily populated areas around Lake Tahoe. The fire has already destroyed hundreds of homes and around 50,000 people are under evacuation orders. As Carter Evans shows us, the flames are now bearing down on the resort city of South Lake Tahoe, which hasn't seen danger like this in decades.
This is what firefighters are facing: choking smoke, massive flames, and relentless wind, whipping the Caldor fire closer to tens of thousands of homes around Lake Tahoe. Crews spent hours Tuesday dousing spot fires, working to save as many homes as possible and trying to hold back a massive wall of flames. They're facing gusts of more than 35 miles an hour. As the fire continues to move further into the Tahoe Basin, military aircraft at 18,000 feet above are sending back infrared images like these to guide firefighters to hotspots hidden by the thick smoke.
Very, very sensitive sensors can pick up any signature of heat. We'll plot it. We'll get that down to the firefighter on the ground. They can go attack it.
You can see the fire just taking off in this brush. In fact, little fire whirls right there, but firefighters are letting it burn while the wind is calm to clear out the fuel between here and the homes just about 100 yards away. Snowmaking machines were running full force Tuesday night as firefighters moved in to protect the Heavenly Ski Resort from the fast-moving flames. These densely forested areas haven't seen significant wildfires in more than 80 years.
This one's really scary. I'm afraid it's going to burn down a jewel of California.
Even the wildlife, including these bears, were forced to seek refuge from the flames. And as the erratic wildfire closes in on this now deserted resort paradise, fire crews are ready for battle.
The same winds are coming through. These areas are ridden with strong, heavy fuels that can easily ignite, spread this fire quickly.
Carter Evans, CBS News, Lake Tahoe.
Nearly 4,000 firefighters are working to contain the fire. They're now getting help from more than 1,000 members of the California National Guard. As children across the country continue to return to school, members of the Biden administration urged parents and school staff to take the nationwide COVID surge seriously. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky joined First Lady Jill Biden for a national PTA back-to-class virtual town hall as child COVID hospitalizations reach their highest levels in more than a year.
We're seeing outbreaks in places where these mitigation strategies are not occurring.
We need to come together for our students. They need us now more than ever.
In Los Angeles, students who have to quarantine will soon be able to live stream their classes to minimize any learning disruptions. And in Florida, the state's Department of Education announced that it has withheld the monthly salaries of school board members in 2 school districts that made masks mandatory in the classroom. The directive is in violation of an executive order barring local officials from imposing mask mandates. September is Hunger Action Month. Valley News Live and Corwin Automotive are encouraging you to take action in the fight to end hunger and stock the shelves. The Great Plains Food Bank must fill their shelves in preparation for the increased need for food they'll see in the months to come. To ensure there is enough on hand, we're partnering up for a virtual food drive, and Corwin Auto will match all gifts up to $50,000 made by September 30th.
The first is ending hunger today, putting food on tables tonight. The second is ending hunger tomorrow, where we're addressing the root causes of hunger. And the third is ending hunger for good, building a future where hunger doesn't exist.
If the goal is met, that'll ensure food for 300,000 meals is available for children, families, and seniors struggling with hunger. Double your impact and help us stock the shelves by giving to our virtual food drive. We have a button right on our homepage at valleynewslive.com. The University of North Dakota is seeing an increase in their overall enrollment this year. The head count on the first day of classes for the fall semester at UND is 13,545 students. The freshman class saw an 8.7% increase, adding 154 new students. And the Red River Zoo announced today they've chosen names for the 2 red panda cubs born over the summer. And they've grown a little over the last couple months too. Marcy was born on July 11th and Paula was born on June 22nd. Fun fact, Marcy is the name of the zoo's panda keeper. Paula is the name of one of the past zoo directors. Remnants of Ida now marching northward. We'll show you the devastation these storms are leaving behind.
And here's a look at the remnants of that storm as it exits off the central Atlantic coast towards the nation's capital. For us, we have showers developing from Denver right into South Dakota. They're heading our way. A first alert weather day for Thursday. Hour by hour details on a soggy day next.